to the city street.
We got shirts.
Yes, we match. Probably about time to get new ones. We've had these a while. Your feet not...
Well, I sprayed some deodorant in my shoes. They stink.
Well, they shouldn't now.
Why? Well,
You said you sprayed some deodorant in them.
well, some air freshener.
Well, that should
I washed them, put some odor eater things in them. I just have stinky feet, I guess.
Well, then you need to spray your feet with deodorant. Or wash them.
I did once. Well,
You want to smell my shoe?
no,
I know it stinks.
no.
Oh, Lordy. That's just because I don't know when I washed them last. They're getting awfully loose.
I can wash them.
Well, I just wear them around the house. I don't think about it.
Yeah.
Nobody's been stunk out by them, so I don't think about it. I never went back to the park to try to sell my wares. It just laid me flat out. I slept so much Saturday. And I do apologize for, I did not get up or have Joe get up and take that camera around our tables to show what we had. I set it up and then I forgot it. And until just not long before we left, I got some of that other gal, and we'd been chatting on and off, but as the day kind of kept going, I was just getting more and more, I don't know. I was feeling it, let's put it that way. And yesterday the humidity was really high.
No. Yes and no. I mean, there's enough breeze where it felt good and you didn't feel the humidity quite so bad.
You wouldn't.
Huh?
You wouldn't.
No. But no, it was humid.
Well, it isn't, I mean, humidity affects me differently than... Anyway, it just does.
Yep.
Just going to find a going to a restroom was kind of an ordeal to me because, well, there was a lodge right behind us. You could see it in the video probably. I didn't have it pointed that way though. Anyway.
There's a park lodge right next to where we was at. And there's a bathroom in there.
And I had to go, well, I took my scooter, but I tried to go in the side door, which would have gone right into the lodge part, but it was locked, so I went through the screened in area and then up in there. Let's just say by the time I was done, I'd had to stop to breathe a few times. So the next time, oh, this is real good conversation. They have fixed up all of them there at the park. But I had to drive over to a different one.
Outside toilet with a scooter.
But it's not. It's got a flushable in there.
Yeah,
I mean,
there's running water in there.
Yeah.
Paper towels.
We may cut this part out. It's a little too. I don't know.
I'm sure they've been to outside bathrooms before.
Have you guys been to outside bathrooms before?
At a park.
At a park, or lake,
Yeah.
or national park.
Some parks just have them blue outhouses. That's it. There's no water.
Yeah. Yeah. I tease the neighbors, we call them neighbors, that one of the most fun things about going to these things, or this is our first about setting up at one, but when we go camping, any of that stuff is when you're close to your neighbor that you don't know, you start building relationships. And you know that the relationship is short-lived, unless you plan to get there together again, but it is very, it's really interesting how quickly you build a bond with the people next door. And it's like, well, you remember when we used to go to Sycamore Springs?
Yeah.
There's a few of them down there. We'd talk about our kids. Of course, our kids were with us then, some of them. It was just a lot of fun, the camaraderie. Tell them about your tractor pull you went to.
They have little garden tractor pulls during the weekends. I went to them last year. This is the only time I really get to see them, so I've decided I had to walk downtown and to look at the schedule, see what time they started. They started at 1 o'clock. Well, I got there about 1:30, which is fine. But man, them guys got some souped up lawn tractors and got a lot of money in them too. I mean, it's an expensive hobby, but
well, the funny thing is,
they pull a sled.
Yeah.
And there's one guy, he did it twice that I saw, where he started out kind of slow and then he just gunned it and he just went on out. He went to like over 200 feet.
Yeah.
It was a good run, 2 runs.
Where did this start though? Do you remember?
Well, years ago, our son-in-law, him and some other guys got to talking and they wanted to do something for the kids. So they started some tractor pulls where the kids could ride them. And their daughter, Felicia, she was just a little cutie pie.
She was, I don't think she was 3 years old, but she was one serious little girl.
All you had to do was set her on there and she just hold on to the steering wheel and he'd walk beside her and she'd just smile and wave like this.
She had her bakey in her mouth.
Yeah.
She made the newspaper.
It was just cute. I mean, it's something for the kids to do. They can ride on it and feel like they're doing something.
They do still have them for kids though, right?
Yeah, there's some kids riding them.
So, but
yesterday, so.
But it just
their dads would be walking along and when the lawnmower stopped, they'd have to push in the clutch with their hand and get it in neutral. And
be careful not to. Oh.
No, there's several kids that was riding them.
Delson, he was the older one. He was probably more like 8 or 9 when they started doing that. So he was old enough to, just kind of take it all on by himself. But for those short runs and stuff. But for Felicia, she was just a little one. But whatever Big Brother did, she wanted to do. And I mean, until she got older, she was just, if Big Brother could do it, she could do it.
I can't remember if they took the picture of her with the binky in her mouth.
Yes, they did.
I mean, was it during a parade? Or was it at a...
I thought it was at the tractor pull.
It could have been.
It could have been in the parade too, I don't know. I don't think she rode it in the parade. I don't remember.
She may not have. But no, she got her picture taken.
She went and got in the newspaper. We still had a local newspaper then.
Yeah.
But it kind of...
I mean, it's gotten more... There was a couple of guys back then that had some souped up ones. And one guy had a really souped up one. He would make a last run so that everybody could see how that sled could get... To see how it could get... He could pull a sled. And
just to give everybody a thrill.
It's just for the show, basically, I guess.
He liked to show off. Yeah. Well, that's what makes those things, is people who like to show off.
Yep. But
why do you think we make these? So we can show off. Oh, show off our chubs and our age.
But now Friday, We left here about 10 o'clock. I felt like I was packing up for a vacation, just to go. How many blocks?
That van was so full.
How many blocks is it? 6, maybe 7 blocks to the park.
Well, there were 2 boxes of paintings, one of sculptures with all of the stuff in between to cushion them.
3 boxes of books.
Yes, 3 boxes of the
We sold
books.
1 book.
That was what sold, was one of my books.
And the lady next to us, she bought it. She was reading it. She enjoyed it. So.
Yeah, her husband made a note. He says, I noticed it first. And she got a hold of it.
Well, he took off for a while. That's why she probably started reading it.
That probably, I don't know.
But he left for a little while.
Yeah. Anyway, it was fun.
And there was a young boy. He was riding on his bike and he's looking at the paintings. Did you paint those?
Yeah.
She said, yeah. Them were good.
Yeah, he said I was a good artist.
Yeah.
There were people who walked by, but the only other ones that came by and really looked at them were other painters.
Yeah.
I'm glad they're interested. Don't get me wrong. I'd be interested in looking at other people's paintings too. I sure wish there had been some more people interested in paintings that day. They just were interested in the one that had the little churros and churro bites. And that lady that was next to us, I bought an $18 little crocheted dog from her. She crochets year-round, stuffs those toys, and she makes little baby shirts, and she just crochets and crochets. I don't know how much she sold yesterday, but I ended up not making anything. But it was still fun. And I love that little dog. And I think I'll probably give it to our upcoming great-grandson. For a while I might just keep this for myself, but most of my stuffed animals are up on a shelf.
But anyway, yesterday morning I unloaded the van and I still got tables in there and a couple of lawn chairs.
Yeah, that was the rest of the stuff. And a cooler.
Scooter. She rode the scooter home.
Yeah.
But
It breaks down into about what, 5 pieces?
yeah, there's 1, 2, 3, 4 pieces. 5 pieces, yeah.
Yeah, with the battery.
Yeah. 5 pieces, but anyway, I broke it down, put it in the van, and then we got over there, I put it together, that way she could ride it to the bathroom if she had to.
Which I did.
Because we was, good, almost a block, well, half a block away. Too far for her to walk.
Yeah. I do miss being able to take off and walk and run and all that stuff.
But instead of breaking it down and putting it back in the van, she just rode it home. I followed her. Well, after I got loaded up, I followed her home.
I didn't really...
And I put it on the back porch.
I heard somebody coming up behind me and I thought, oh boy, I better get over. We were right over here at about the Methodist church, which is about 3 doors down. And across the street though. Anyway, I don't know how important that is. But I got over to the side thinking, and started going way around. I thought, oh, what? I'm not that wide. It was him. He was being funny.
No, I left the stuff in the van, just wasn't sure. It rained, we got an inch 20 Friday night. It did storm. It was later in the night, it's what,
It stormed pretty good, and it was
9, 10 o'clock, I guess.
Yeah.
But we got an inch 20 and I thought, oh boy, it's gonna be humid Saturday.
It was.
She looked on the computer and said, what was it?
Well, in the morning it was 90-some%, but then later it was down to like I think the lowest was 66 or something like that, close to 70%.
So,
Over 50%, and I'm really kind of, I struggle at 50. If it gets above that, then I really don't need to be in it.
well,
Goodbye. We love you.
have a good night.
Have a good night. We will see you tomorrow.
Our hearts beat to the city streets. We began to feel the fire.